Well, hello and welcome to our Impact webinar, the first of 2023. We are so glad that you are here. My name is Bonnie Pomish, and it is my honor to serve as the CEO here at Working Wardrobes. I am joined today by our Chief Financial Officer, Alan Silks, our Senior Director of Client Services, Ashley Vulcan, and our Chief People Officer, Derek Benson. Thank you all so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Thank you.
We are going to cover a lot of material today, and most of it is to celebrate what we were able to do in 2022 as a result of all of us together investing in this mission to help empower people in Orange County and beyond. During this Impact webinar, we are going to share what we were able to accomplish that were our strategic priorities in 2022. For me, it was a pretty special year because it was my first as our CEO, and y'all have been doing this longer than me, so I'm excited for you to get to own and share some of these results too. We will also share with you some of our 2023 priorities, what successes we created in 2022 we're going to build on in 2023, and excited to share that with you. And really, it's our commitment to you of what we will be doing to achieve this work in 2023. Before we get into our agenda, though, I must first acknowledge an important anniversary date that we are commemorating here at Working Wardrobes. Today is February 2nd of 2023, which means it is the third year since our fire. The fire that was circumstances that created our opportunity to rebuild. They are circumstances that many of our clients face, and while outside of our control, it was the community that rallied around us, that offered us a hand up, that created our opportunity to continue doing this work into this decade and beyond. So if you don't mind, would you please join me in just a moment of silence to commemorate that moment in Working Wardrobes history, but also part of our community's history and our opportunity to be grateful for the opportunity to rebuild. Thank you. It is so poignant and powerful to think about the shoulders we stand on. And it is incredible to me that we have, again, the honor of building on the foundation of this organization in partnership with an incredible community of supporters. So thank you. The most important thing we do is help people. And Ashley Vulcan, you are at the center of that. So would you please get us started out with what were the successes and the strategic initiatives that you were able to achieve in 2022 that helped clients get ready for work?
I'd be honored. Before I jump into the numbers, though, I do want to share a quick success story.
Oh, good.
So recently we worked with some high school students who we were helping to prepare with a week of workshops. So we talked about soft skills and transferable skills. We did some resume building. And of course, what I think is the most impactful is the practice interviewing piece, where the students work together or with outside volunteers to practice what they're going to say in the interview. And during that week, we met a young man named Damon, and he was preparing to apply for his first job. So perfect timing. Doesn't always happen, but when it does, we get excited. He had applied to work at a local fast food chain restaurant and was very nervous. The day he showed up for practice interviewing, he wore his nicest outfit, which I thought was so sweet because he wanted to dress the part, feel the part. And during the time he was practicing his interviewing skills with a peer, he got a phone call from the employer, and everyone stopped and we looked at him and he looked at us and we're like, take the call, take the call. So he stepped outside and he got the job.
Wow.
So he got his first job working at a local fast food chain and was thrilled. After that, we were able to kind of do some more coaching with him and prep him maybe on the first 90 days. And then the students came here for a wardrobe the following day so we could continue that magic. But what a perfect opportunity to see our mission in action with such an incredible young man.
That's literally the music to our ears, right? I got the job. Right. Oh, and to share that with his peers, that's incredible.
We all clapped and celebrated.
Of course. Oh, thanks for kicking us off that way, Ashley. That's fantastic.
Absolutely. So in 2022, we had a great year. We served 4,420 clients, which was incredible. After some more transitioning out of the impacts of what's happening in our community. And just I think, ended the year on a really high note.
Mm-hmm. I think what's really impressive about that number in particular is that is returning to a level of service that is what I would consider pre-pandemic, pre-fire level of service.
Absolutely.
And that's, to me, now we are really on this foundation to launch and grow and help more people. That's incredible. What can you tell us about, of the 4,420 people, are there trends you're seeing? Like, we're hearing so much about unemployment and underemployment, and just give us a little bit more about what you're seeing as an industry expert.
Sure. I mean, it says that we're doing some amazing work and making huge impacts in our community with the support of the donors that provide funding for us to do so, but it also says that we have a lot more to do. Currently, Orange County has experienced a very low unemployment rate, but we're really still seeing the need out in the community. We're seeing the underemployed numbers rise, and we're seeing the hardest to serve clients who have many different barriers that are excluding them from the workforce. And so there's a lot more work to do for us in 2020.
I was interested, you were talking about helping this youth, and are you seeing us serving more youth or more people who are involved in the justice system? Or is there any trends in those pockets of people?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are seeing a huge boom with youth numbers already in 2023. In January, we saw almost 50 youth come as a part of our services through workshops. And we're also seeing the need in our justice involved community. And there's some very exciting work happening, not only here, but out in the county that we get to be a part of to do more for those who are justice involved.
Yeah, it's incredible to me that your team really takes the show on the road. I know it's not a show, but it's an impressive feat to meet people where they are, and that you not only do outreach services, but actually provide services in jails, on military bases, at schools. I mean, all of that is incredible. So thank you again, Ashley, for helping transform lives.
Thank you.
We could not do this work if it weren't for the help of thousands, literally thousands of volunteers. In fact, Derek Benson, as our Chief People Officer, you help oversee our volunteers. And how have volunteers shaped this success in 2022?
Volunteers have always been super important to us, and a huge kind of a gap fill, excuse me, for us. In 2022, we had close to 2,000 volunteers help us, and over 29,000 hours of volunteer hours. In Orange County, or in California, volunteers are valued at $30 to $35 per hour. So depending on which number you use, that's like $900,000 to $1 million worth of kind of free labor.
That kind of support, though, you're right. It's like, I can give my dollars, but my time is also very valuable, and giving expertise and just the passion for helping people, and so many different ways to do that with Working Wardrobes. Do you want to highlight a couple? I mean, I'm sure our listeners definitely know some of them, but would you mind showcasing a few more?
Sure. About individual?
Just
Sure.
like, wait, how can we help?
So many ways. I mean, just about anything you can think of. We're always looking for people to help out in the stores. Somebody that can help, greet a customer, help them find a nice outfit, ring up their purchase, things like that. So that's always needed. We're always looking for volunteers, individual and groups, in our donation center to help with the donations and separating things and getting them on hangers and getting them ready to go out. We're looking for volunteers here at the office to help either answer the phones or do some administrative tasks or help wardrobe our clients. I mean, there's so many different ways to get involved, and we're interested in every single one of them.
Yeah. And with your HR background, it's incredible to think about maybe one day when you retire, Derek Benson, you'll come back as a coach. Ashley and her team really rely on lots of expertise levels in hiring and helping conduct those mock interviews and helping people really get a resume together that makes the impact it's intended to. Yeah. So over 29,000 hours of help last year alone. That is one heck of a celebration. We also obviously partner with our staff to do this work as well. We could not do our work without our staff and volunteers. Anything you'd like to highlight for us of successes in 2022, Derek, with staff?
2022 was a really nice transition year, being your first year. We've worked a lot on our culture. We're doing a lot of things for the staff, making sure that the staff is well taken care of. We've seen some really good turnarounds. We've seen our Glassdoor scores go up. Our retention rate is probably the best it's been in a long time. We're doing a lot of fun things. We're doing a lot of activities throughout the year. We've added in more feedback opportunities. So we're talking to people more often, and we just finished our goals. We're just starting our 2022 annual reviews. We instituted stay interviews last year, and yeah, just doing a lot of things to keep our people happy. If we take care of our people, then they can take care of our clients.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of research on this, and the engagement of our employees and their success in growing with us as individuals has really been invested in as well this year. Thank you so much for your operationalization of the dreams that we set out both in our strategic plan and as part of our annual plan. So way to go. Alan, we could not do any of this work if we didn't have the money to do it. I know you as our Chief Financial Officer can speak really to our sustainability, right? Would you mind sharing with, how do we make sure that we are able to provide these services to our clients at no fee?
Sure, of course. So, for Working Wardrobes to be sustainable, continue to drive our mission, we of course need funding to sustain all our financial health. So we have a very unique income model that consists of 3 revenue streams. Our first is our client services. That consists of our grants, our contracts, the programs in which we provide that encompasses our mission here at Working Wardrobes. Our second is our fund development. And this revenue stream consists of our donors, very important, top of the list there, our fundraising campaigns, our corporate sponsors, and all of our events that we put on. Third, and this sets us apart from other nonprofits, is our source of revenue. It's our majority of our is our social enterprises. Okay, this segment is comprised of our donation center, and that's located in Irvine. And we have 4 retail stores, 2 boutiques, 1 in Tustin, 1 in Laguna Niguel, and 2 outlet centers, and those are in Costa Mesa and Gordon Grove. So the revenue that is generated from our social enterprise platform is crucial to the success of Working Wardrobes, in that every dollar of profit goes directly back into our mission to fund our programs in which we serve our clients. So when the public, shops at our stores, when they drop off clothing at our donation center, or they volunteer their time, they are directly helping us to achieve our goals of reaching $6 million of revenue this year to serve 5,000 clients. So of course, we're grateful for the monetary donations from the public support, but there's so many other ways people can impact our direct mission. Go shop at our stores, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, your relatives about us, get involved, donate your time at one of your locations. Like Derek just said, drop off clothing at our donation center, which is used to inventory our retail stores, and then come to our Client Success Center for a tour to see and understand what we do, or come and support us at one of our events. It all adds to the bottom line that helps us serve the community. So our combined revenue in 2022 was just under $8 million. And I'm very proud to report that 83 cents of every dollar that gets raised goes to support our client services and our mission. So our 2022 revenue consists of development, which raised $1.1 million. It also has grants at $808,000. Client services was at $991,000. And social enterprise, which we were just talking about, combined the donation center and stores, was at $1.6 million. We also get in kind, and these are the donations, the clothing donations that people bring in. And it's also companies do in kind for their services, which is very, very appreciated. And that also is used so we don't have to spend our revenue, our money to get these services. So all of that added up to just under $8 million. So I mean, basically our formula is very simple. More money equals more mission and more people being served and assisted. And I would like to hand it off to Ashley so she can tell us how these revenue numbers impact and where we're able to provide the service to our clients.
Thanks, Alan. That's incredible and very exciting to hear for 2022. So these numbers hugely impact the work that we're able to do with clients. And it consists of our community outreach efforts, as Bonnie mentioned earlier, meeting people where they are, our virtual capabilities and ways that we can expand our services to increase our footprint here in the community, but also beyond California. As Alan mentioned, our goal this year is to serve 5,000 clients. And honestly, my goal for us this year is to exceed 5,000 clients, because I know that we have the right people to do that and we have the right resources. But there really is never enough money to be able to do the work that we get to do. So we need more money to help more people, especially with our increased goals. And when we have more clients than we have money and resources to serve, but we serve them anyway by dipping into some of these different pools and making sure that we never have to say no to a client, because we're here to serve clients. That's our main goal and our main mission.
I'm really glad you said that, because it is a bit of a call to action, isn't it? It's the more people are able and companies are able to be generous to Working Wardrobes, the more we can be generous to clients. And we have no limit really to the amount of people we want to serve, but the limits and the constraints we have are the revenue to support it. So yes, and Alan, thank you for that pitch, if you will. It's interesting to me how you could be associated with a clothing company and help get a donation directed to Working Wardrobes. Those clothes can both help our clients in the wardrobing center get success suited up, but if they're not professional wear, we would be delighted to sell them in our retail stores. And like you were describing, social enterprise is just like any enterprise. The difference is we're not trying to make money, we're trying to make impact. Every dollar that we are making out of that effort goes into the mission. So shopping, providing our product, those are huge ways to contribute. Those professional services that offset expenses, huge way to contribute. And of course, sponsorships, dollars, all of us coming together. We started this year, this Rebuilding Careers Coalition, and it was a collective of people coming and pooling their funds to help 80 clients this year. They successfully raised $200,000, and that was in 2022. The goal in 2023 is to, of course, up the ante to $250,000. I know you will do it. Let's talk a little bit more about 2023, because we have some lofty goals. And Ashley, you really got us started well, that we have to date served almost 120,000 people since our inception in 1990. Yes. You shared that last year we helped 4,420. What's the goal? You said 5,000 or more in 2023. And I know that you and your team are looking to grow that to even 8,000 in a few years. So again, to quote you, Alan, more money equals more mission.
All together now.
Yeah. Derek, what about you in terms of our strategic plan and goals in 2023 in terms of staffing and ways that volunteers and staff can support the mission?
So a lot more of what we started in 2022 will be continuing in 2023, just trying to find ways to make our systems and process more efficient so that we can spend more time working on the things that are important to us, using volunteers the best we can. Bringing in volunteers for a lot of the work that, excuse me, that we don't have the skills to do internally, or we just don't have the people power to do.
That's so true. We've really benefited, like where we would maybe a company would hire a consultant to do a special project or something. We have been the beneficiary of incredible expertise from Working Wardrobes volunteers. That is truly priceless. There's so many ways to support this mission. I'd like to highlight some more of them, because as you were talking, I was thinking about that example where we had a volunteer who helped work us through our entire strategic planning process. What a gift. We have a need. We are seeking someone with pro bono access to help us do a rebranding initiative. If you have a marketing company or know how to do that work, we would love your help. We have so many opportunities. I'm thinking about, I mentioned the Rebuilding Careers Coalition. We also have opportunities that you were mentioning, Alan. If you're a part of a corporation, there are so many different ways you can support Working Wardrobes. You can be a financial sponsor, which is a co-marketing kind of value add, because we're walking the talk of our values. But you can also be an employment partner as a corporation, right? Which in the case of our clients is priceless to know that they can it's a fair hiring process, but that a corporation can know that this is a Working Wardrobes client is like a kind of like a good housekeeping seal of approval. Corporations can also, I think, I forgot who mentioned it. I think it might have been you, Derek, about corporate social responsibility days are great opportunities to build your team and have a shared experience of walking your values and also being of service in the community that you reside, right? So that's an incredible experience that many have taken us up on. Others that you'd like to highlight? I could talk for the next 10 minutes about this. So if you want to take some of those.
I've got one.
Yeah.
So we are hosting 2 Camp Pendleton events. We're doing one in the spring and one in the fall. We're looking for corporate sponsorship opportunities, underwriting opportunities. Again, this is work that we can't do alone, and we rely heavily on the support of companies and volunteers to make these events come to life.
If y'all don't know what she's talking about, these are incredible. So we take all of the Working Wardrobe services onto a military base. And while we're there, we serve about 100 Marines or sailors in one day from start to finish, right? They get a workshop, they learn how to translate their military skills and resume into a civilian ready workforce resume, but also kind of preparing for, I call it translation of those things. We help them identify targeted employers and ways to succeed in that marketplace. We have a job fair. We have an only national employers, which is brilliant.
Yes.
Wherever they're going to be going after their service in this area, they can be connected with an employer by the time they leave. You bring in a career panel where people who have successfully transitioned from the military to the civilian workforce are there to answer questions and share their experience. You, of course, bring a full house of volunteers to help do this personal styling. I find it incredibly powerful to see these Marines come in their uniforms and leave bursting with pride and joy in their success suits and with a digital headshot that's ready for LinkedIn. It's amazing what y'all do, but you're right. We need help from all sorts of people, and especially financial sponsors, which also guarantees you volunteer spaces. And that's a little known fact that we always, I want to say sell out, that may not be the right words, but we always have more people that want to volunteer than we have spaces. So that's a great example.
Also, to add on to that, which we always need for Camp Pendleton and our stores and our events, is clothing. We always are looking for and welcome anyone who has any contacts of a pipeline of more clothing. Again, your friends, your neighbors, your relatives, maybe your next door neighbor is the owner of Skechers. And hey, we could always use those sneakers and those shoes. Reach out to anybody and everybody that you know, because we always need pipeline of clothing, which again funds our mission, it supplies our stores, and then we have more revenue and serve more clients.
Yeah.
And we're all happy.
It's incredible to me too, because I love what you're talking about, which is on, a large scale. But some of us are part of smaller groups that can also make an impact. I think about like the life of a garment or a piece of clothing that's donated to Working Wardrobes. And no matter what the quality of that piece of clothing is, we touch it all of the times that we need to touch it to get it to either our clients or our stores. What that means is the higher quality luxury brand items that you can donate, the further they go to helping support clients. So something to consider if you're about to retire that Louis Vuitton bag, to donate it to Working Wardrobes.
And also, you ladies out there, men out there with your bunco clubs, your book clubs, your car clubs, you ever want to have a private event at one of our stores, reach out to us. We can host that for you.
Alan, I'm so glad you mentioned that because I've been meaning to get this on my calendar, but I have a group of ladies that I really want to bring in just to have our own shopping private time. And I know the store manager is going to make it a really special experience. So thank you for that reminder. Other ways that you want to highlight, I want to talk about legacy, and I'm going to talk with you, Mr. Derek Benson, because you and I have both joined the Legacy Society. Would you mind sharing about your commitment and what that really means and how other people can follow your lead?
Sure. So I've been involved with the organization for a long time, several years, from back in my corporate years. And I was on the board for quite a while, and then I came to work on staff, and I, of course, known Jerry for years. And I really wanted to do something that would continue this organization long after I'm gone. So I don't know how many more years I've got in me, but when I'm gone, I would like those funds to come here and help this organization continue.
Yeah. So that means that you've made some sort of provision in your estate plans. I'll share that for me, I have a life insurance policy, and Working Wardrobes is a beneficiary of that life insurance policy. Kind of hitting the easy button here. I think it might have taken me 3 minutes to make that happen, right? I literally logged into my account, changed the beneficiary, and I'm pointing that out to say that sometimes we make it a bigger deal than it is to think about legacy giving, and planned gifts are actually really accessible. The thing that's also important, I think, to know is that sometimes we have only so much money we can give now and more money later. Alan and I kind of joke that we are both worth more dead than we are alive. But my point of that is to say that philanthropy at all sorts of levels is accessible to all of us. And planned giving is a great way to not only honor what it is that we find valuable today, but to make and create our own legacy by saying, when I am gone, I stood for empowerment, and I want to be remembered as a person who helped empower other people. Therefore, I have made this provision. Thank you for doing that, Derek. Any other ideas or things that we'd like to impart to our listeners as ways that they can support the mission?
Refer clients. That's
Yes.
always something we're looking for. And join us for a tour. Come see the mission in action in our Career Success Center and join us to hear about all this incredible work and see the space that it happens in.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because as lovers and supporters of Working Wardrobes, it is such a joy to share it with other people. We have tours on the third Thursdays of every month. They're at 4 p.m. I love hosting them because it is a delight to meet other people who share these values or just a curiosity. Oftentimes we have partner nonprofits that come and are just being reminded about all the services and ways that we can help each other. But individuals who are interested in other ways they can get involved in the community, whether it's volunteering, contributing, product, time, expertise, whatever it is, it's a great way to find out more about what we do.
Alan mentioned the stores and offering those up for groups. We've got a community room here that's pretty awesome, that has space for 20, 30 people to come in for a meeting. And we call it the community room. So it's open to the community.
Yeah.
It's another way to.
It's a beautiful space, and it's a very flexible space. And we would love to give your group a tour either before or after your event. We've had many groups come in, and instead of having their book club on Thursday night at someone's home, they've had it here, and we've been able to show them the incredible work and opportunity. And a few of them have actually even brought like donations. It was one group that they made sure that each person brought an outfit, and that was really incredible to see, they, like head to toe, the whole bit. Great idea.
We have a gated parking lot, lights and a barbecue. We'll throw up a net, bring your pickleball, have a little game, come in, and then go shopping at the store here.
Alan, most people don't know this actually, and I'm really glad you mentioned it. Our wardrobing center and our donation center, this is like a little known secret you're getting in on here. You can actually come shopping in them yourselves. They are open to the public. If you shop at the donation center, maybe you drop off some items, you can come inside and actually get first pick. It's pretty exclusive that you can get those items before they go to the stores. And here in our wardrobing center, and kind of obvious, but it's all professional wear. Our stores have a much broader swath of looks, but here at the wardrobing center, we have professional looks that are available for purchase. Well, we have talked a lot, so I would be very curious to hear, what are your questions? We have an incredible helper here that's going to hand over the questions to us. And Derek, if you don't mind, would you let us know what the first question is?
All right, question number 1. How does gainful employment affect people beyond the paycheck? That sounds like an Ashley question.
What a great question. There is this beautiful ripple effect that happens in the work that we get to do with our clients, that it's not just the piece of a job that brings them the dignity, it's to their families and into their community, and they're giving back to the community and contributing in a really beautiful way.
I think the other thing that's like, it's the systemic piece that you're talking about, right? Like you don't even get to see all of the dominoes as they play out. And I take them all the way to, these are ways that as a community, we can address health and crime and housing and all sorts of issues that we worry about our fellow people having access to. Gainful employment means you're making completely different choices when you are empowered with what we call the power of a paycheck. Great question.
Yeah.
We'll keep them coming. What's the next one?
All right, I love what I hear today, but how can I get my employer involved?
Oh, great one. You know, I will always say this, that we never like to hear this, never like to hear, but no one asked me. So the best thing that you could do is ask. Ask if your employer could become a fiscal sponsor, a partner. Maybe start by just saying, could we have a corporate social responsibility day at Working Wardrobes? Or maybe you want to host a clothing drive or a gift card drive. It's a sort of a love, I think, that grows the more you know and learn about Working Wardrobes. And oftentimes it might just be coming for a tour or participating in those kinds of ways that gets you kind of hooked on helping. I think back to the first question, right? When you understand the impact of your time and your gifts and how those ripple effects play out in a family, a neighborhood, a community, the world, it's hard to not keep doing it. But we actually kind of mentioned some of these. So your employer could become a partner, like an employment partner, meaning that you are helping employ our clients. You could also help provide trainings. You know, your corporation may have an entire library of workshops that you receive as an employee that our clients would benefit greatly from, or even our staff. So employment partner, workshops, clothing drive, CSR, what did I miss? Oh, and sponsorships. You gave the example of the Power Up for Success event that we do on military bases, and that is an opportunity to participate kind of in both, right? To get that recognition as we stand for these values, but also to get that experience volunteering. And the last, I want to go back to the Rebuilding Careers Coalition. You know, the membership in this coalition is all about that. It's saying we are taking a stand. We know that empowering one life changes, again, the ripple effect, changes that person forever, sometimes generations forever. So that's an impactful way to, I don't know, I want to say, like, let your values be known. Be a part of a coalition that is saying we stand for empowerment and this is how. What else? We have great questions. I'm really impressed.
What events or initiatives do you have coming up this year where I can participate and support?
Oh, great.
Well, first off, we'd love to have you at Camp Pendleton. We'll be going down on March 24th. We'll have additional details to send out very soon, but we'd love to have the corporate sponsorship support and VIP volunteer opportunity available for your company. But as Bonnie alluded to, it's a great way to just be a part of this ripple effect and do team building with your employer at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So 2 Power Up for Success events on base. Were you about to say something?
I was just gonna, of course, our gala,
For sure.
but also I wanted to mention if you can't be there in person or go online, you could bid on all of our auction items right from your own couch.
September 9 is this year's gala, and we will have it at Turnip Rose. Really excited about that venue. Again, it's a beautiful outdoor space. And I personally love so much about the gala is getting to hear from our clients. It is you got to bring a tissue. We can have some available for you, but it's an incredible opportunity to see how we have transformed lives and to really celebrate the partners and the people who have been a part of making that change in the world happen. Sponsorships are available. You can donate auction items. We always need volunteer help, of course, on the committee. And yes, the sponsorship also is a way for companies and individuals to let it be known that you stand for empowerment.
And also on what you just said with the auction items, don't wait until the month before. Start bringing them in now.
Oh yeah, no need to wait at all.
Friends,
Totally.
family, relatives, get everybody involved. We take all auction items.
Yep. And we have another event coming up. It's on Thursday, February 23rd. There's very limited seating. So if you have, I'm sure you've received your invitation, but if and when you do, don't hesitate to RSVP. It is a complimentary event to our supporters. And I'm really excited to hear this author and really incredible person, Gideon Bernstein, is sharing his book, and he'll sign and you'll receive a copy of the book. It is an inspiration sandwich, if you will, for the modern philanthropist. And that is not the title of the book. That is my, Bonnie speak for the book, which is, I'm going to botch the title. So trust me, it's a good one. You'll see it in your email. Make sure that you RSVP ASAP.
Time for another question?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would like to have you come speak to my social club. How can I get someone to do this?
We would all love to. I would be delighted to meet you and your social club, whatever you are doing. It is truly a privilege. And I think all of us would say the same, that it would be our delight to come and share with your group more about Working Wardrobes. This organization changes people's lives, and that includes each of ours. So it is, yes, we would be happy to come and speak to your group. Send us more details and we'll be there.
How do I engage with you as a volunteer? Is there a website to sign up? Well, I'm glad you asked. We have a system called Galaxy. We'll have that in the email as well. We'll have a link in there. Just sign into the link. It'll ask you to register. It'll show you all the opportunities available, times, dates, places, and that's how you can start getting involved.
Excellent. I love too that platform allows us to find out about like one-time opportunities or significant needs. I mean, sometimes, volunteers like to have a schedule, like I volunteer on Wednesdays from 3 to 5 or whatever that looks like. But in addition to that, there can be opportunities for hey, we need helping. We got a big shipment of product. We need a lot of hands to help, unload these pallets or something like that. So yeah, it's a great platform. Thanks, Derek.
Awesome. If I wanted to donate my time and skills, how can I support Working Wardrobes?
I think we've really talked about this. We would welcome whatever skills and talent you have to share with us. And that same link would be a great opportunity to voice what it is that you're offering.
Yeah, on the site, it'll have specific things that we're looking for, but we don't know what you have to offer. Like the volunteer that you mentioned that helped us with the strategic plan. We didn't know that she did that. She didn't come in for that. She came in to help in another way, and the need kind of came up and she said, I know how to do that. And, here we are.
So let us know what
Awesome.
you know how to do and are willing to share for sure.
Yes.
I'm going to take this opportunity again. If you have expertise in rebranding, we would love you to share that expertise pro bono with Working Wardrobes. Okay, said it.
This looks like a setup for Alan, so I'm going to ask him, how does shopping at your stores go to support your mission?
Well, when you come and shop at our stores, obviously we have a revenue stream from there, which then goes to fund our mission. Since we don't pay for our product and it's donated, we have a significant amount of revenue that drives our client services, drives all of our programs and our mission. So most of the revenue generated from all of our stores is directly going right to our mission.
I think we're going to share this in the annual report, which will also be part of the follow-up email. But to just recap some of the numbers you shared, Social Enterprise, those stores and the donation center generated over $1.6 million last year. That helps a significant number of our clients. So shopping for a cause is not a guilty pleasure. Any other questions?
Do you accept more than professional clothing?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm going to reiterate this piece too. All, sportswear, vintage, ball gowns, professional wear, everything. There is not one item that will be wasted. This is our guarantee that every item donated does not go to a landfill. If there is something that is donated that we can't use for professional wear for our wardrobing center and it can't be sold in our stores, we have partner agencies that we make sure to get it to. And again, it does not go to waste. So yes, one other thing that maybe people don't know, jewelry, yes, accessories, yes, shoes, yes, belts,
Purses. Yes.
Well, I think that's all we have time for today. And I could honestly sit and talk with each of you all day, but we don't have time for that. I am looking very much forward to our next Impact webinar. It will take place on May 4th. May the 4th be with us, or as we say, may workforce development be with us. So same time, 2 p.m. on May the 4th, and I am so grateful that you two share this value of empowering people in our community. Thank you for making a huge impact in lives and us throughout 2022. We look so forward to changing the world one person at a time with you this year. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. That was